Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Banter Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Banter Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Banter Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
This is going to be
you don't want to see the crazy one. You want to see the crazy personality, bitch.
Wait, listen. I'm not
You and your son and some bitches. You the biggest bitch out of all of them. You a big bitch. That's why you want your pig, right? You a bitch. You a little bitch. You a bitch.
He's coming back. Get him.
I love it. Bill brings it out of me, though.
There's be a fraction of Ryan Garcia that we saw.
Okay, hey, I don't give a fuck what you say, Bill.
A whole bit of it. Hey, listen. Not too much ostarine left in him. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Hey, you better keep saying that. You trying to build your son up. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build your son up. You're trying to bring back confidence in him. Hey, we all know about Victor Conte. Victor Conte's the biggest cheerleader. And y'all been using stack and all that shit, so shut the fuck up. There's only one king. Shut the fuck up.
Hey,
I know you brought your little cheerleading squad to help you, but you still a bitch.
And May the 2nd. No, I'm gonna tell you.
I like this.
And I hope that
shut the fuck up.
For that fight.
Shut the fuck up.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode, another edition of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, the manager of Walmart, the manager at Target. I'm the manager of shopping carts. I mean, there wasn't a position known as manager of shopping carts until I was hired. But welcome again to the show. If you are a member of the channel, a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, I double salute you, appreciate you. If you're watching the replay of this live, I welcome you. If you are a hater of mine, a spy and or a detractor, I equally welcome you as well. I'm glad to be here this morning, y'all. Let's start the show off right. We need answers. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. We doing this 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Pacific. Yeah, that don't mean nothing. I just made it up. It sounds intelligent when I say it. No, seriously, Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock a.m. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Grab your coffee and your bagel. Grab it. Come on in. And then when you come in, grab a plate. I have some food that I want to serve you this morning. Some food for thought. Welcome to all of the viewers who are watching the live and the replay of this live broadcast all across the world, outside of the United States of America. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Yeah. Can we get the likes up? May I get one like? You know I don't ask for much. Come on in. Hurry up, y'all. Class is about to start. Come on in. We need answers. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about regarding Ryan Garcia backing Bill Haney and Devin Haney in a corner at yesterday's final press conference in New York City. Now, we know today is the day that the weigh-ins are going to take place. We know that. I'm going to give a reaction video on it later on. But we also know that the fight is happening tomorrow. May 2nd, the fight between Ryan Garcia versus Rolly, Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, and Teofimo Lopez Jr. versus Arnold Barboza Jr. for a world title. Speaking of Devin Haney, I'm starting to show off with, because I don't want to start no, okay, I do want to start some controversy. Devin Haney, just so we all can be on the same page here, Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez, they are going to start the fight off. I had to make some phone calls to confirm this. From what I'm being told by reliable sources. Woo! See, some of these content creators, they have these sources, but they're just unreliable because they're not in the business. But some phone calls was made between last night and this morning. I'm talking about phone calls that I made. And I'm telling you right now that Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez will start off the live broadcast tomorrow night. Did y'all hear me? What I'm basically saying is that Devin Haney, contrary to popular belief of some of the Devin Haney fans who was on this channel, including another guy who has the word hacker in his name, not going to give him any credence on my show this morning, who was trying to tell me that Devin Haney is the co-main event. Word in New York City. Word back in New York City told me that Devin Haney is the undercard of the undercard. If there was a co-main event, Devin Haney is the undercard of the co-main event, if there was one. In other words, is Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, they're going to be the first fight. Then the next fight going to be the world title fight, or we call it world title bout, between Arnold Barboza Jr. and Teofimo Lopez Jr. And then the main event, of course, will be Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I figured I'd be the one. You ain't going to find that nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez will be the first fight on this card. Hey, Bill! What up, P Flame? What up, Lucky? We got some heavy hitters in the chat. Creole, what's up, Creole? All things, Sin Ironheart. Double salute to you two guys, members of the channel, supervisor of the Roller Tape Film Crew. Kentrell, my guy, what's up, big dog? Hey, Bill! I'm just trying to figure out. This is what I'm trying to figure out. And then I'm going to get on with my points. I'm trying to figure out, how come Bill Haney and Devin Haney keep talking about Ostarine when they rolling with Victor I'm just trying to figure it out. I think by the end of this broadcast today, we'll get an answer. Let me give you my reaction to the press conference last night in New York City. But before I do that, I want to do something else. Let me see if it'll work. Let me see. I'm going to find out and see if it works. By the way, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody can click it. Doesn't matter if you like me. Doesn't matter if you agree with me. It's not important whether you like me or not, whether you agree with me or not. All perspectives are acceptable and welcome on this platform. Click the link. Let's talk about it. Here's the thing. I'm going to give it to you straight like this. Here's the thing. That press conference, and I have to say this, that press conference last night, it wasn't terrible. I've seen some terrible press conferences. It wasn't terrible. It was not terrible. However, it was not good. Yeah, I said it. The press conference yesterday or last night in New York City, it wasn't good. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. It wasn't good. It was not good. I'm going to give you my reasons of why I say it wasn't good. But before I do that, double salute to my guy. He is a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll to Tape film crew. He's been a member of this channel for 7 months. And I'm talking about my guy, All Things. One of my day one supporters. Salute to All Things. Can somebody do me a favor? I don't ask for much, but can someone do me a favor and type in the chat All Things? That's it. We have to support All Things and publicly acknowledge him for being a supporter of this channel. And always keeping it real in my comment section and in the chat. I don't ask for much, y'all. It only takes one person. Can somebody help me publicly acknowledge All Things? Just in the chat. It only takes one. Just one. Thank you, Kentrell. Appreciate it. And can y'all do what All Things told y'all to do? Thank you, Creo. Can somebody do what All Things told you all to do in the chat? All he said, he said, smash the like. See, even All Things don't ask for much. He don't even ask for much. Can somebody just click we don't ask for much from the chat. Just one like. The air fryer is warming up, by the way. First contribution of the show from All Things. Thank you, Sin Ironheart. Appreciate you, big dog. All Things. You wasn't supposed to type All Things in the chat. All Things. I'm trying to help you get some shine right now, man. But I appreciate your contribution and your support in the super chat, All Things. That's my guy. Okay, so now I'm going to tell y'all why I think the press conference was not good. I'm going to tell you why right now, real quick, and then we're going to get on with it. To me, in my opinion, and then remember now, I always come from a professional perspective unless I say it's personal. In my professional opinion, right, I say the press conference wasn't good because of the fact that the moderator, the host, I forgot his name. What is this guy's name? He was the MC, the master of ceremony, the host, the facilitator, asking the questions behind the podium. Him. He did a terrible job. The press conference was not good, but he did a terrible job. And I hate to say that about a person. I do, but I have to keep it 100 with the people, my audience, the Roll to Tape film crew family. He did a terrible job. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, he did not maintain control while he was facilitating. He allowed everybody to say anything and everything at any time. See, there's nothing wrong with allowing people to have freedom of speech, to allow them to say what they want. But as the facilitator, the moderator, the MC, you have to set the tone and the precedence of when they can say what they want and how they want it. Because it messes up the audio when you have people watching the replay of it. They're live, the live audience is going to get a good experience because it's back and forth. But the bottom line is the interviewees, right? The fighters, the promoters, everybody's talking over each other. So there's feedback in the mics, they're live, and then watching the replay, you can't really understand the context of what's being said. You know what I mean? Because everybody's talking over each other. There's no order, there's no structure. And that shouldn't happen when you have an MC. Because if that's the case, he didn't need to stand up there. What did he need to be up there for if everybody was going to say what they want, when they wanted to, how they wanted to, confusing the audience members, talking over each other? There's no order here. It's not just standing behind a podium asking the questions. It's about being in control and making sure that even though it's going to be chaotic, right, that it still have a sense of order being maintained. In other words, it's not going to go beyond the level of professionalism. At some point, you got to just stop it. And the reason why I'm saying that right now, when I say there was no order maintained, is because I heard the facilitator himself, the moderator, the host, the MC himself say, it's getting way too chaotic up here. You ain't supposed to say that. It's your job to restore order. And to me, he did a terrible job. Number two, reason why I say he did a terrible job as the MC, as the facilitator, as the moderator, as the host. Well, because he allowed the press conference to become the Bill Haney show. What do I mean by that? He basically let Bill Haney dictate the pace of the entire press conference. You don't believe me? Go back and watch it and you'll see as the air fryer is warming up and the viewership is increasing exponentially. Go back and watch it if you haven't. And you will see, right, how Bill Haney made a reference to Derrick James, and the host, the MC, the moderator, the facilitator, standing behind the podium, says to Derrick James, Bill Haney wants to know in answer to his question. His question was, are you going to be the one that's going to be responsible for Ryan Garcia not missing weight this time around? But that was a question posed by Bill Haney. I thought the facilitator, the host, the MC, I thought it was his job to ask the questions. But he allowed Bill Haney to talk when he wanted to and how he wanted to, and then ask questions to other panelists. And then tried to hold Derrick James accountable to answer it. I'm talking about the facilitator did this. And he asked Derrick James the same question twice. Oh, it doesn't stop there. He allowed Bill Haney to also make a reference about Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya. And what did the facilitator do? What did the MC do? What did the host do? What did the moderator do? He went to Oscar De La Hoya and repeated what Bill Haney said, and basically was holding Oscar De La Hoya accountable, just like he did Derrick James, to answer a reference that was made and initiated by Bill Haney. You see my point? So that's why he did a terrible job. Terrible job as a facilitator. He allowed Bill Haney to dictate the pace of the press conference. In fact, speaking of Bill Haney had more microphone time than everybody up there put together. Did y'all notice that? This wasn't a press conference about Devin Haney fighting Ramirez, or Ryan Garcia fighting Rolly, or Arnold Barboza challenging for a world title against Teofimo Lopez. No. This was about Bill Haney. Bill Haney made everything about him. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Literally, for 2 minutes, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Y'all know I'm always keep it real with y'all. For 2 minutes, I literally forgot that Ryan Garcia was fighting Rolly Romero and Devin Haney was fighting Jose Ramirez. I'm serious. As the young people say, no cap. For 2 minutes straight, I thought Ryan Garcia was fighting Devin Haney in a rematch. Like now, I forgot both of them had two different opponents this Friday because of the banter between Bill Haney, a little bit of Devin Haney talking, and Ryan Garcia. I forgot. I did. Double salute to my guy, Lucky McKinnells. Definitely a day one supporter. Family in the chat. Thank you for your contribution and your support, Lucky, in the super chat. Appreciate you. The air fryer warming up, y'all. And when I say air fryer, let me be clear. Let me be clear what I'm talking about when I say the air fryer. I'm talking about your monetary contributions. See, the hotter the air fryer gets, based on your contributions, the more talking points, the more thought-provoking statements, the more quotes, the more facts I will present. And guess what? It's going to be entertainment too, not just education now. Oh yeah, the air fryer warming up. It's already at 375 degrees. Why? Because my guy, Michael Dangerfield, haven't seen him in a while. Good to see you, Mike. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel as a member of the channel and supervisor of the Road to Tape Film Crew. Double salute to Mike Dangerfield. In the super chat, he says this, for the heat up, hey, Bill, hit that link. Hey, Bill! We're going to get merchandise made with that, by the way. Thank you again, Mike. Bill Haney was here a couple of Fridays ago. I don't know if you remember this, Mike Dangerfield, but he was here. Now, when I say he was here, let me be clear. Bill Haney was here in the live chat. It was confirmed by multiple members of the Roll the Tape Film Crew who did their due diligence that that was the real Bill Haney. That was not a troll channel or a fake channel that was made by someone else. That was the real Bill Haney. He was here live in living color in the chat. However, unfortunately, he did not click the link. He did not click the actual link. So hopefully, Mike, one day, Bill Haney will click the link. Oh, you do remember? Oh, you was here? A Midwest Boxing. I don't want to bring the guy's name up, but since you did, I'm gonna put it on your screen so people can see and say that I'm not starting with the guy. A Midwest Boxing. I agree with you totally. Midwest Boxing, you said it the best, man. BFTB. He's been co-signing Bill and Devin's antics, and you won't hear that's the first fight on his channel. Of course you won't. BFTB and the rest of these Bill Haney paid channels, whether he's paying them with free tickets credentials, media credentials. I heard he took a few grown men out to dinner. I don't know if I don't, I don't know if that's true or not because I wasn't there. But that's what I heard. But I mean content creators when I say grown men. But those Bill and Devin Haney favorable channels, they won't tell you what I just told you. And guess what? The information I just shared with you, that was word from back in New York. And I'm not. And guess what? I'm not talking about a content creator or a fan of boxing that told me that. I'm talking about Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, from what I'm being told by reliable sources that have intricate knowledge and facilitation of the event, told me between last night and this morning that Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez are going to be the first fight on the card in this 3-fight event when it comes to Ryan Garcia being the main event. Just wanted to be clear on that. The first fight out of all 3 of those fights, Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. And then Teofimo Lopez Jr. versus Arnold Barboza Jr. And then Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I'm just telling you what, I'm just telling you what they told me. I'm not talking about no boxing fan. I'm not talking about no content creator. I'm not talking about no journalist or reporter. I'm talking about someone who's actively involved in the business of boxing. And speaking of actively involved in the business of boxing, can I ask another question? Can I ask another question? I just wanted to ask a question. What was Eddie Hearn doing there last night? I need somebody to do some research on that. I know the answer to it, but what was Eddie Hearn sitting next to Devin Haney for at that press conference? Like, what was he up there for? No, I'm just asking. He was sitting at the table. Like, remember he was sitting at the table before last year? No, I'm talking about last April of 2024 when Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney. Y'all remember that? Remember Eddie Hearn introduced Bill Haney to the actual podium? I'm just trying to figure out what was Eddie Hearn doing there last year at the press conference when Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia? And then I'm trying to figure out again, what was Eddie Hearn doing there yesterday at the press conference sitting next to Devin Haney for? I'm just trying to figure out what he was there. What is Matchroom's logo posted on the advertisement flyers of this event for? Why? No, I'm just asking. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at me and the Roller Tape Film crew. We're just asking questions. Double salute to my guy, Victor. Appreciate you. In the super chat. My guy. Appreciate your contribution and your support, Victor, as always, my brother. Victor says this: turn up the air fryer, Manager Marty. I will. His exact words were, turn up the fryer, manager. I certainly will. The air fryer just warmed up to 400 degrees. We need to get the air fryer to 500 degrees. 500. 500 degrees. I promise you, this live is not going to get any more entertaining than what you are able to contribute, because guess what? I got a lot to say. I have a lot to say, and it's not over. I'm just starting, and I'm not talking about the live. I'm talking about period. I have time today. Did y'all hear me? I have time today. Now, here's the crazy thing about it, because I'm still trying to figure out what Eddie Hearn was doing. What was Eddie Hearn? What was he doing there, y'all? I'm just asking the question, what was he doing there? What was Eddie Hearn doing there? And he was sitting next to Devin Haney while he was there. Again. Okay. Oh. Double salute to my guy, Mr. Altruistic, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. He's in the building. Yeah. So that's why I say that it was not a terrible press conference. It wasn't good. It was not a good press conference, but it also wasn't terrible. The facilitator allowed Bill Haney to dictate the pace, and he even said out of his own mouth, the facilitator, the moderator, the MC, the host, standing behind the podium, he said out of his mouth, verbatim, it's very chaotic up here. Well, that's the reason why you are there, to maintain and restore order. If it does get chaotic up there, you allowed it to get chaotic. The Cash App at the bottom of your screen, $ Manager Marty. You allowed it to be chaotic. So that's the issue that I have with him doing a terrible job. Because at the end of the day, y'all, check this out. It's all about being professional too. That's the perspective I want to come with when I speak on that. It's all about being professional. Remember, there's a lot of sponsors that's involved in these boxing events, right? And there's a certain image that they want to be on the forefront that represents their company, their brand, and even their investments. So it's cool if people cursing, talking crazy, threatening each other, all that. That's all right, because that's typical in the sport of boxing. But the bottom line is that it's focusing on a fight that is yet to happen. It's focusing on a fight that is yet to be promoted. And I'm talking about the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight. For 2 minutes of the 15 minutes that I did see at the press conference, at the end, like, you know, when they were going back and forth, Ryan and Devin and Bill, and then Oscar De La Hoya and Bill, and then Bill and Derek James. You see how Bill Nanke coming up? Oh, okay. My point is, for 2 minutes, I forgot that Ryan was going to fight Rolly tomorrow night, and Devin Haney was going to fight Jose Ramirez tomorrow night. I thought that the press conference was for the rematch with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. No, that's what I thought for 2 minutes straight. All I'm saying is that this press conference and the way that it went, see, I want to show you the other side of it. See, a lot of people keep talking about what Bill said and what they liked, what they didn't like. Let's look at the other side, the flip side of the coin. Watch this, because it was about the other 3 fighters that was up there as well. Watch this. What about Arnold Barboza? He's fighting for a world title. I didn't include Tio because we knew Tio was going to come with his antics, wearing a mask and all the stuff that he was doing and saying. So it put a lot of attention on Tio. But what about Rolly? What about Jose Ramirez? What about Arnold Barboza Jr.? The press conference was about them 3 fighters as well. That's the part I want y'all to see when I talk about business. It wasn't about Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. Both of these guys have to get past their opponents first tomorrow night. And then we can talk about them fighting each other. So it watered down and it took the light away from shining from the other 3 opponents. And that's what I'm talking about. It's about the entire event, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the roll the tape film crew. Remember, I told y'all, you ain't gonna find this part nowhere else but right here on this platform. Watch this. I taught y'all before, right? You've heard me say this time and time again, that when promoters and matchmakers, right, when they organize boxing events, bouts, fights, right, boxing cards, whatever you want to call it, right, when they organize that, let me show you how it works. Now, you ain't find this nowhere else. Listen to me now. I'm trying to give you the education part now. Nobody told me this. Just want to let y'all know this. So if you go ask a promoter this, they don't know. They're not going to know what you're talking about unless you explain it properly. I'm telling you, based on my experience and knowledge of the business of boxing, this is what I have observed. And that is this, that when these boxing events are organized, it's almost like a restaurant that you walk into when you're ready to dine in. You understand my point? You don't? I'm going to break it down to you. Here's the illustration. When you walk into a restaurant and get seated, right? First thing that you're exposed to is the what? Bread and the water. Most of you heard me give this analogy before, and some of you haven't, so stay with me. Bread and water, right? You have your bread and your water. Then after your bread and water, you're exposed to an appetizer. And then after the appetizer, then you're now exposed to the full entree, right? The main course meal. So when you see preliminary bouts, your 4, your 6, your 8 rounders, that's your bread and water. Your 10 rounders on the same card, that's your appetizer, and then your main event or your 12 rounders. So basically what I'm getting at is you, as a boxing fan, you should appreciate and expect to get a full course meal when you walk into your restaurant called boxing. When you are watching a boxing event, if you get there early enough in person, or if you're watching it on an electronic device, right? You want to make sure you get your money's worth. Okay? So if you want to skip the preliminary fights or prelims as we call it, or if you want to skip out on the bread and water, cool. Make sure you get that appetizer and that main course. And so I'm saying all that to say that at a press conference, it's the same thing, right? It's just served to you, the consumer, differently. So when I look at the fact that Bill Haney dominated the press conference, Ryan Garcia dominated the press conference, it made you forget about the reason why you were in the restaurant. Because what they were serving, Ryan versus Devin and Bill Haney, what they were serving to each other wasn't even on the menu that night. That's where I'm getting at with that. The air fryer been up. Oh, the air fryer up. But it's not hot enough yet. We got a few super chats. It's not hot enough yet. But I know it's going to get there real soon. That was for somebody that asked me in the chat. So what I'm saying is, they're trying to serve you food that's not on the menu. Ryan Garcia has to win against Rolly, and Devin Haney has to win against Jose Ramirez, and then they can go back and forth and banter at each other. But for right now, the restaurant that we're in now, the menu that's serving us the food, guess what? That's what we came here for. Because you didn't get your money's worth. Yes, I do have a Cash App. Someone just asked me about the Cash App. Yes, I do. It's right at the bottom of your screen, $ Manager Marty. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. It's okay to curse and get belligerent and y'all want to disrespect each other as professionals. All that comes with it. Being chaotic at press conferences, we know what it is that come with it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that there were 3 other professional boxers that was sitting up there on that panel at that table that sacrificed their time, that's been in the gym 8 to 10 weeks, training and being dedicated to the craft and focused to perform and entertain the fans and accomplish their goals, right, in a professional bout. But when it was time for them to go to a press conference, they was only asked 2 or 3 questions because it was dominated by 2 people, 3 people that were trying to serve a food that wasn't on the menu. And the 3 fighters that didn't get any recognition or enough recognition, Rolly Romero, Arnold Barboza Jr., and Jose Ramirez, they basically had to play the background. And that's the part that I'm talking about when I say the press conference wasn't good. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Because guess what? I advocate for who? Who do I advocate for as a manager? The boxers. All of them. Doesn't matter what their record is. Doesn't matter what their accomplishments are. Okay? Bill Haney turned it into his show because he can control the environment. And Bill Haney knew that going in. Why you think Bill Haney won't click that link when he come here? Bill Haney only goes into environments that he can control. Why? I believe one of the reasons why is because he has a personality disorder. That's my personal opinion. I'm not a mental health professional. That's my personal opinion based on his behavior patterns over a course of 4, 5, 6 years so far that I've seen him. And hey, Dodge J, click the link. I want to answer that. Click the link. I want to answer that, bro. Isn't that what I call good representation? Answer that. I mean, click the link. Oh my gosh. Good God from Zion. Dodge J, click the link. I want to answer your question. I'm going to tell you what, are you at work? Next time, all right? But since you brought it up, I figured I would answer about good representation. That's not what I call good representation. You know what I call good representation? Not saying you're your own boss. Not saying that you own your own promotional company. And then not promoting not one event within the same year that the main fighter on the promotional company, Devin Haney, having fought in 1 year. Y'all didn't bring in no extra income. You all didn't bring any revenue in from your promotion company by staging and facilitating events under the banner of DHP. That's what I call good hey. That's what I call good representation. You know what else I call good representation? Not screaming that y'all your own bosses, but yet you're on the undercard of an undercard. Woo! Devin Haney fans ain't gonna like that. Let me say it again for the people that's sitting in the back of the church. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, they are opening up the cards. They're the first fight on the boxing hackers in the background trying to get on. Hey, hacker, I thought you told me, and you Devin Haney fans told me that Devin is the co-main event. How he the co-main event when the fight between him and Jose Ramirez is going to happen before Teofimo and Barboza? I'm just asking the question. Don't get mad at me. Now, if they go in there, Now, hey, Lucky, if they go in there tomorrow and change it, because they hearing what I'm talking about now, that ain't got nothing to do with me or my sources now. I'm just saying that Devin Haney is on the undercard of the co-main event, if there was a co-main, because I told y'all there was no co-main event in this, but some of y'all didn't believe me, but that's okay. We're going to save the co-main event perspective because it helps give Devin Haney fans a backdoor, no problem. Devin Haney's not the co-main event on it. No, Devin Haney's going to open the card up with Jose Ramirez, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza, it's a world title fight. Y'all forgot about that? Oh, okay. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Let me see something. I want to play something real quick.
What's up, Manager Marty?
Hey, who this? Boxer Hacker?
You know who it is. What's up?
I'm good. Hold on for a second. I want to play something for you, and I'm glad you're here this morning. I want to play something for you, and I want to hear your take on it. Boxer Hacker, you there?
I'm right here. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. I want to play it for you. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. I want to play this this audio real quick from the press conference. Hold on, here we go.
You and your son is some bitches. You the biggest bitch out of all of them. You a big bitch. That's why you was a big bitch. You a bitch. You a little bitch. You a bitch. He's coming back. He's coming back. Get him. I love it. Bill brings it out of me, though.
Be a fraction of Ryan Garcia that we saw.
Okay, hey, I don't give a fuck what you say, Bill.
A whole bit of it. Hey, listen, not too much Oscarine left in him. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Hey, you better keep saying that. You trying to build your son up. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build your son up. I'm trying to bring back confidence in him. Hey, we all know about Victor Conte. Victor Conte is the biggest shit in the sport. And y'all been using stack and all that shit, so shut the fuck up. There's only one.
Hey, Boxer Hacker.
What's up? What's up?
Hey man, did you hear Ryan Garcia?
Ryan and his capping ass. Yes, I did.
Did you hear what he said? Let me see if we can put this on the screen so we all can be on the same page. Did you hear Ryan Garcia mention Victor Conte and Devin Haney using the snack program? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard the guy who got charged for cheating with PEDs. Yes, mentioned Victor Conte. Yes, the person who
You
actually
said the guy who got charged. Say that again.
Sorry, the person who got the person who tested positive for PEDs. Mentioned Victor Conte. Yes, I heard that.
You said the person that was. Wait, say that again. The person that did what?
The person who tested positive for PEDs.
Ryan Garcia.
Yes. Let's look at that context. Yes,
Okay.
I heard him mention Victor Conte. Yes.
And you heard him mention that Devin Haney was on the snack program.
Yes, which is a legal program. Yes.
Legal program. You want to know what's interesting about that Boxing Hacker? Ryan Garcia wasn't talking about this until he started being exposed to my content. And neither was Tank Davis and no one else.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's true. I think I heard from Ryan first, to be honest with you, so I don't know.
I'm a Boxing Hacker. I hate to do this to you. I know for a fact that you did not hear Ryan Garcia mention anything negative or favorable or non-favorable about Victor Conte and Snack before you heard it from me. I'm sure you're not saying that.
You talking about me in particular?
I thought no. I thought I heard.
I don't. So here's the thing. I don't know where he got. He was coming up with a whole host of like conspiracy theories prior to the whole Victor Conte thing. Remember that, right? He was coming up with the Illuminati. He was coming up with ashwagandha. He was coming up with a whole different.
I was referring before all of that, Boxing Hacker. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people undermine my credibility and the hard work and dedication I put in for 15 plus, almost 16 years now with this whole investigation and research that I've conducted on Victor Conte, the snack program, Alex Ariza, and Memo Heredia. And so the bottom line is when I think about guys like Ryan Garcia, who's mentioning Victor Conti's name and the snack program now against Devin Haney and Tank Davis.
Okay.
You've heard Tank Davis say, get that snack SHIT out of boxing. And you heard him mention earlier, right before the Lamont Roach fight, about Terrence Crawford and his suspicions of him being on snack.
Sure.
None of these guys were speaking on any of this before manager Marty. You agree with that, don't you?
Not publicly, no. So I don't know what they're doing privately, but not publicly. I don't think so.
Yeah. So I had a.
Hey, brother, you got echo on that shit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What'd you say?
So I wanted to ask you a question about something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bill Haney mentioned something about Ryan Garcia's weight because he was talking to Derrick James. And he was talking about, is Derrick James going to be there to help facilitate Ryan Garcia not coming in overweight in this fight?
Okay.
I have an issue with that, so I want to ask you a question. The issue I have with that is, why is Bill Haney mentioning anything about Ryan Garcia's weight or him coming in over the weight limit of 3 pounds when he fought Devin Haney if they took the money and agreed to still fight him?
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this, right? So basically, Bill Haney was throwing shots at them because they missed the weight the last time, right? That's basically what's happened there. Yeah. And when we talk about they took the money, right? Remember one thing, they didn't take the money in agreement. Because people act like, oh, they took the money so he could gain. No. Devin made a bet with Ryan on stage saying, I bet you that you're not going to make weight. He didn't say it's okay to not make weight. Let's clarify that.
No, not the money that
he never
they
said
bet.
that.
Boxing
He
Hacker.
never said that.
No. I agree with you.
No, I know what you're getting at. So
I'm not talking about the money. I'm not talking about the money that they actually bet on. Not that
Correct.
money. I'm talking about the money that's facilitated by the commission. So let me put it in context because the fans of boxing may not understand this process, and this is where I can give my professional expertise in. When a fighter agrees to making a weight before a fight, and then another fighter, their opponent, agrees to making weight before a fight, and they sign a contract, a contractual agreement that is approved by the actual commission. On the day of the weigh-in, this is for anybody that don't know this process. I'm gonna break it down real quick. On the day of the weigh-in, let's say the eighth side misses weight, like Ryan Garcia was the eighth side when he fought Devin Haney. Let's say Ryan Garcia missed weight by 3 pounds, which in fact he did. The commission will come in and facilitate that process to make sure that that fighter can make the actual weight within 2 hours. So in other words let's say if Ryan Garcia missed the weight by, let's say 3 pounds, the commission will say, hey, you have a minimum of 1 hour, maximum of 2 hours to be able to actually make the weight and then come back within 2 hours to see if you were able to make the weight. If you don't, there are 2 options. Number one, the whole entire card, the entire event will be canceled. Or, meaning that when I say the event, I'm talking about in Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney's case, the main event, right? In other words, Ryan Garcia would not be able to actively compete in the event because he missed weight. That's an option.
Correct.
So that means that Devin Haney will be out of a payday. And so will Ryan Garcia. Or the second option, which is usually the more favorable option to the promoter and the fighter who is missed weight, the fighter will say, in order to save the show, in order to save the actual event that I'm going to participate in, I agree to continue to fight, but obviously one of the penalties will be if I win against this world champion like Devin Haney, I won't be able to capture his world title. And also the penalty would be that a percentage of my purse will have to be paid to the actual fighter who is my opponent, who actually made weight. So when I say they took the money, the Haneys, I'm not talking about no bet. I'm talking about the money that was facilitated by the commission because Ryan Garcia missed weight, and I believe it was about 3 to 6. I think it was either $300,000 or $600,000 of dollars that Devin Haney was paid because he actually did make weight, and Ryan Garcia did not.
Right. And
So
and,
my
and to add to that, he also had to be within a certain range. Like he can't be at like 144 or something like. He had to be at
well, it
least
all
140,
depends on the
at
it all
max 143.
depends
Yeah.
it all depends on the contractual agreement. Sometimes the contractual agreement with the commission, and this is in the language of the contract, they will not allow you to go over 1 pound or 1.5 pound past the weight limit. Once again, all states have different rules. So my question to you is, in your opinion, real quick,
Yes.
why do you think Bill Haney keeps bringing up these issues with the weight if they took
Sure.
the money
Sure.
and agreed to fight? Why
Yeah.
they can't they like why bring
So
it up later?
so here's the thing. Here's the thing. So what people don't want to mention also at this point is like you have to remember, and Tim Bradley actually touched on this. Like their position at that current moment in time. Remember, this is a high-profile fight. It's a very big fight. To cancel that fight will also look bad on them as well. It's not just going to look bad on Ryan Garcia. It's going to look bad for that whole card in which people travel to get there. It'll look bad on them. It could even lead them to being blackballed for 3 pounds, even though 3 pounds is significant. So they have to take that money.
No,
And
they
like I said,
didn't.
when they
They didn't have
went,
to take the
they
money. They
they
did
didn't
not have to
have
take
to,
the
but
money.
they were. But let's just keep like when it comes to which option is the better option. When you look at everything that circulates both options, you sort of have to lean to like, yeah, you probably should still make the fight. It's only 3 pounds because at the end of the day, your fans traveled, his fans
Okay.
traveled.
So
It's a
they
high
so
profile
they
fight.
agreed.
So
So
wait,
they agreed
hold
to
on,
take
hold on. Let me just finish answering though. And when they fought and the initial loss, they accepted it. It wasn't like they accepted it. They said, hey, okay, inshallah, you know, God knows, God's got the perfect planner, and hopefully we can fight again on better circumstances. That was Devin's statement, which is a fair assertion. So it's not to say that they used that to be like the catalyst to why they lost, right? They didn't do that initially.
So then
When
why
the
is Bill
auction
Haney
stuff
bringing it up
came
now?
out,
So then why is
because
Bill Haney bringing
because
up
it's
the weight?
still
Hold on,
yeah,
Hacker.
he's throwing
Why
a
is
shot at Ryan because Ryan missed weight. So
but
let's
why
keep it real. Like,
but that's what I'm asking you. Why is he throwing a shot about the weight when they agreed to fight and take the money? Like that shouldn't even
yeah,
be none of his talking points at this point.
no, there still can be a talk because at the end of the day, it's the best. The best case scenario is both fighters make weight. That's
But
always the
but
best case scenario,
but Bill
and that
Haney
did
is
not happen.
but
He's
Bill
working off
Haney,
of his
hold on.
penalty that they put them in a hard position.
Right, but Bill Haney is not in the camp of Rolly Romero. So why is he
Yeah,
worried
that's
about
fine.
whether Ryan?
They're throwing.
So,
So it's a press it's a press conference. They're all throwing shots. Tio throwing shots at Devin. Everybody throwing shots at each other. Like they're all just throwing shots. Tio started talking about the lawsuit. That had nothing to do with Tio. They're all just throwing shots at each other.
I get you.
That's all. That's all it is.
I
You know.
understand what you're saying. I get it. I get it. So they won't take any accountability. Basically, is what you're getting at. And I appreciate you
No. See
indirectly saying that.
now you don't understand what I'm saying because like I said before, when Devin initially lost, they took the accountability. They didn't say, "Oh, we only lost because of the 3 pound advantage that Ryan had." They didn't say that. So when he said they didn't take accountability, they absolutely took accountability in the
Okay.
ring in front of millions of fans. So that's a nullified statement right there. Him throwing
Okay.
shots at Tio, him throwing shots at Ryan, and them throwing shots at each other. Teofimo
But
Lopez has
but
nothing to
Ryan
do
Garcia,
with Devin versus Ryan, and Tio was talking about the lawsuit.
right? But
They're all just throwing shots.
Ryan Garcia is not Devin Haney's opponent.
And
Jose
Teofimo
Ram-
is not Devin Haney's opponent either.
No. I'm not talking about
It's
Tio.
all the same thing.
I'm
But
not
if you're
talking
gonna say
about. Wait, hold on.
that, yeah.
I'm not talking about Tio yet. We ain't get to him yet. Bill Haney's talking about Ryan Garcia and Osterine and all of this. Ryan
Yes.
Garcia is not Devin Haney's opponent. Jose
And
Ramirez is.
yes, and then, like I said, there's a presser. So I don't know if you've been following all the press conferences. They've all been throwing shots at each other.
I didn't
And they've
ask you about
and they
everybody.
throw
I'm
shots at
talking
their
about
opponent.
Bill.
No, because
What you
let's keep the same standard though, right?
No, I
If we're
didn't
talking
say.
about people,
Hold on. I'm not
yeah,
saying anything about it. Listen to me. I'm not saying anything about a standard. Bill Haney dominated the press conference, so you're a fan of theirs. So I'm asking you, why is he putting more pressure and more energy and expending more of his talking points towards
okay,
Ryan Garcia? They're not fighting Ryan Garcia right now. They have to fight
because
Jose Ramirez, bro, and they fighting him.
yes,
Hold on, Hacker.
yes,
Because I want to tell you this to your face. And they fighting They fighting Ramirez on the undercard of the undercard.
I don't know that to be true. I guess we'll find
Huh?
out on Friday. I don't know that to be true. I guess we'll find out on Friday. But here's the thing, though.
Will you come back here? Will you come back here? Will you come back here after
If
Friday?
it is, yeah, that's fine. I
Huh?
don't mind.
No.
To me, it's not
I'm
really.
asking you directly. Will you come back to
Manager
my
Marty,
show?
you know I will always show up. So just make sure to click me on. I will always show up. Don't
So you are going to acknowledge.
Even if Devin loses on Friday, I'll still show up. Why not?
Well, I'm not talking about whether he loses or not. I'm talking about if he
I
fights.
don't care nothing about none of that.
All right,
I
so
will
you
still
will
show
come
up.
back.
Yeah, I will show up. Yes.
You will show up.
I will show up. Yes.
Okay.
100%.
So let me get
100%.
Okay, great. I'm glad to hear this. While you're here, I played you an excerpt, and I wanted to hear you 30 seconds if you can, because I got other people on the panel. We're going to take this show to another level right now. Bill Haney and Devin Haney was backed into a corner. Ryan Garcia mentioned, you want me to play the tape again? I will play it again.
No, I heard it.
You did? You heard it? He mentioned Victor Conti, and he said Victor Conti's the biggest cheater in sports history, and Devin Haney is on the snack program. Well, he didn't say program, but that's my words. But he said he's on snack with Victor Conti, and guess what? Bill Haney and Devin did not respond to that.
they literally were talking about Ryan not being like looking weaker than in this camp than he did the last time. So they were talking about it. Yeah,
but they didn't respond. They didn't respond. They got back to
it doesn't really. It's not back to the guy who got tested positive for a PED. It's talking about Victor Conti. It doesn't do nothing. It means the guy who literally Victor Conti didn't test positive for PED. Devin Haney did not test positive for PED.
No, Victor Conti didn't test. No, Victor Conti, you're right. Victor Conti did not test positive for any PEDs. He just applies them. Yeah, he doesn't test for it. He didn't test.
I want to ask a quick question for Hacker.
Hold
The disingenuous one.
All right, hold on. Hacker.
The person who actually. So my thing is to you, Manager Marty. The person who tested positive for a PED, Ryan Garcia. I've heard you saying, well, they only charge him for not disclosing supplements, this and that, right? That was what you said, right? You seem to like give Ryan this little pass, like
Ryan Garcia. No, what I'm doing is I'm just stating the fact that Ryan Garcia was convicted.
Okay.
No, he was charged and convicted. Hold on, let me finish. He was Ryan Garcia, to my understanding, he was charged and convicted for not disclosing that he was taking a specific brand of supplements, which is customary and standard on the VADA forms prior to him being tested.
What was Victor Conti charged and convicted for?
Is that a retort? I don't know if you're trying
to. No,
it's not
rhetorical. I'm asking.
Is that,
no. Let's talk.
Question right now?
Yes, I'm really asking you. What was he charged and convicted for?
I think you know the answer to that.
Well, what's the answer?
Well, him along with 4 other individuals were charged. They were charged and convicted with money laundering and distribution of illegal steroids.
Conspiracy. No, he wasn't charged with. It was conspiracy, right? Not
conspiracy to do what?
To distribute steroids.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what he was charged and convicted, right?
Was he convicted of it?
Yes. He took 2 months, right?
What we talking
so that's what we're talking about, right? That's what we're talking
he was convicted of it. Okay.
Right. So he didn't distribute. Right?
He what?
He didn't distribute. It's conspiracy, correct?
Victor Conti distributed steroids. Everybody in the world knows that already. That's no secret.
But I mean, we're talking about what he got charged for. He got charged with conspiracy.
Well, he got charged.
You're talking about you gave Ryan. You're saying Ryan.
He was. Charged
I just want to speak about what he did. He was charged with conspiracy and money laundering.
And
right out of 44 counts, he only got 2 counts, which was conspiracy and money laundering. The other 42 dropped. Am I right or am I wrong?
The other 41, I believe it was 40 or 41 did 42. Drop. However, don't forget the conspiracy was based on distribution of illegal steroids. You can't leave that part
Conspiracy.
out, bro. You can't
Yes,
leave
yes.
that part out. That's a part of the indictment,
Conspiracy is conspiracy. So if you want to say, well, if you want to say
bro.
Conti is selling PEDs, then you speak about Ryan the same way. Ryan tested positive for PEDs. If you want to just be technical about it, then be technical about it.
I am being technical. He was
No,
charged and convicted. Hold on. He was charged
for
and convicted
conspiracy.
for conspiracy to distribute illegal steroids. That's the charge.
Okay. Fair
Everybody
enough.
knows this already. It's no secret, brother. I mean, we all know this already.
Hey, I've heard a lot of things, man. I heard a lot of things. I heard people say he was charged for the clear. I heard he was charged for the cream.
No, I'm telling you right now, he was charged.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
He was charged.
Because people actually tested positive for people that actually supply steroids. People actually tested positive for steroids. So it's funny the person who got conspiracy is the one that was the greatest drug cheat ever. However, let's leave that. It's okay. I'm just talking about legality part.
Listen, bro, let me be clear on something. I'm not disregarding Ryan Garcia being convicted of failing to disclose he was taking supplements to Vada. I'm not
Yes.
I'm not disputing that, bro.
Hey, but he also tested positive for PEDs. He's a person who tested positive.
Hold on. He tested wait a minute. He tested positive for a small trace amount of Ostarine. Correct?
60 times the what? Illegal. It's a PED.
No. It wasn't 60 times. That was not true. But I will tell you, he did test positive for traces of it. But watch this. I believe this is my belief.
Say one more time.
But this is my
belief.
Tested
positive for a PED.
No, yes, it is a PED. But I want to give you this context because you're pointing the finger at me saying that basically I'm not holding the same standard. I believe. All right, listen to me. In my professional experience in this sport, this is way before I even came on YouTube. A lot of professional boxers who take supplements have tested positive for trace amounts of banned substances because these supplements that they're taking were contaminated. That's the truth, bro. And so because these small traces amounts are in the ingredients that are made in some of these supplements that you can buy online or at a health fitness store or your local pharmacy, they don't disclose the prohibited substances that they include in the ingredient to make their supplement actually work. And the reason why they're able to get away with it is because here in America, and I'm talking about America, according to the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, there is no regulation for any supplements being distributed and manufactured here in America by the FDA. And you can go on the FDA's website and it will clearly tell you they do not approve any dietary supplements. There's no regulation for it.
So the Ryan cheat?
Huh?
The Ryan cheat. Based on what you said, the Ryan cheat.
In my personal opinion and in my professional experience, based on the amounts that was inside of his system according to his test, because that's all we can go by, the results from his actual test, I believe that the supplements that he was taking was contaminated with Ostarine.
But did he cheat? Did he cheat? Yes or no?
I do not believe he intentionally cheated. I believe the supplements were contaminated.
Okay, so here's the problem. Here's the problem with what you just said, right? You confirmed that he got charged with not disclosing supplements, right?
That's what he was charged with.
Disclosing supplements, yes, but which means that was part of the rules and regulations. He has to disclose the supplements, right? So even if that led to his, him testing positive, the fact that he didn't disclose the supplements means he cheated.
Yo, you guys, hold on. Somebody got mute. Hold on. Somebody got mute their phone. I don't know if it's you, Shaheed. Mute your phone, Shaheed.
Yeah, Shaheed has to mute this stuff. The fact that he didn't disclose supplements as part of the rules and regulations, and everybody, strict liability too. He knows that he needs to, and he didn't do it. It's cheating. That's why he's penalized. If he did not cheat, see, it's not a question. See, now that was rhetorical, right? He got penalized. He can't get penalized if he didn't cheat. You do realize that, right? He got penalized for 1 year. Mean because what he did was actually wrong. It was against the rules and regulation. The fact you go against the rules and regulation knowingly means you cheated. So it's not a question about, because right now we're arguing the intent. Did he know? Did he not know? He cheated. This is a fact. It's not an opinion, and we know it's a fact.
We
know it's a fact.
You asked me a question.
I heard you,
and I'm just answering your question, brother.
Yeah, and I'm telling you the why I just asked you wasn't an opinion because he didn't disclose supplements. It's part
Did
of the
Alicia
rules.
Baumgartner cheat?
She didn't get.
I didn't ask you. See, this is what I like. Did Alicia Baumgartner cheat? Yes or no?
Her case ended up being inconclusive, right?
I didn't ask you about what the case was.
I can't say she did. I can't say she did. Yes, I cannot say she did because she got. Yes, so I'm asking you a question. I'm keeping the same standard.
She had a positive test. Did she cheat? Yes or no?
I cannot say she did.
Say no more. Say no more. Say no more.
No. Let me land. Because the charge was inconclusive.
It's just a yes or no.
It's a different charge.
No, I didn't ask you about those charges. No, I'm not asking you about the charges.
She didn't.
Hold on.
If she got caught for not disclosing, then she cheated.
No, right? Boxing hacker. She tested positive for a banned substance. Did Alicia Baumgartner cheat? Yes or no?
For testing positive for a banned substance?
Did she?
It was inconclusive.
No, I'm not. Her test result was positive.
No, but I mean, fine. You want to call her she's a cheater? That's fine.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not here to tell you what to say.
Just for the sake of argument, I'll say she cheated. Yes.
Okay, so Alicia Baumgartner cheated. Okay, great. What about Clarissa Shields? She tested positive for marijuana use. Did she smoke the weed?
Did she smoke the weed? Nobody has proof of that.
Oh no, she tested positive for marijuana use. So
but it could be people around her. It could be her lover. It could be people around her.
I know. But I know. But Danielle Perkins, she was in the same arena and she didn't test positive. So I'm asking about Clarissa. Did Clarissa?
No.
So she didn't. She didn't. So weed was never in her system. They lied. Marijuana was in her system.
So wait, are you asking me if the question is did she test positive for weed? Yes. If the question is did she cheat? No. And
was it in her system? No. Was it in her system? Now I'm asking you a different question.
Yeah.
Was it in her system?
From what I understand.
Or it wasn't her system? See how the standard changed? See how the standard changed?
What are you talking about? It's no. We're talking about the legality of it, right? So
if you test positive,
you're extending the argument because Ryan Garcia, your words, got accused of he got charged. These are your words, Manager Marty, not mine, because you know it's true. He got charged for not disclosing supplements. My question to you was, did he cheat? You said no. Not disclosing supplements is against the rules.
What does that have to do with the point that I'm bringing?
So you cheated. So if you break a rule, you're cheating. Normally, breaking a rule is by definition cheating.
So I'm glad, and that's what I wanted you to say, and I'm going to get to the other members of the panel, because that's the standard that I want to be upheld, regardless of who it is. If we're going to say that one person broke the rules, I'm just saying, if one person broke the rules, that's the standard. See, you're saying that's the standard. If you break a rules, it's a cheat. So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but it sounds like that's what you're saying.
No, so you're in your opinion, you said Ryan Garcia didn't cheat, right? Right.
Anybody that breaks the rules, according to your definition, is a cheater, correct?
No. Here's the thing, but the problem with what you said is that you accepted the fact that he didn't disclose supplements, right?
That's according to
that was according to the charges, right?
That's according to the charges.
If we're going based on the charges, then he cheated.
Okay, great.
So like there's no argument about whether he cheated. Even if
I'm saying to you, Boxing Hacker, I'm saying okay to you. That's a standard that you are using. So I'm saying to you, if you're going to use that standard should be upheld for everyone. You agree with that?
That should be upheld. That's how standards work.
No, I'm asking you directly. Do you agree that that standard that you just said should be upheld for every fighter?
What's the standard? You define it clearly.
if you break the rules.
If you break the so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about breaking the rules. Like, let's say you do something and you not knowingly do it, right? Cheating is when you do it and you knowingly do it and
Okay.
based on
All right,
intent,
I got
right?
you. I understand.
You see what I'm
cheating
saying?
is when you
So, like, for
knowingly do it.
instance, yeah, if you knowingly do something that's against the rules, you cheated. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm glad you said
Right.
that. Now let me ask you a question about that. I'm going to let the other panelists talk, and I have a super chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Devin Haney knowingly broke the rules when he came in the Regis Prograis fight. According to the California State Athletic Commission's rules and regulations, he came in 25 pounds rehydrated over the weight limit 24
That's
hours
not
after he weighed in.
that's not against the rules, no. So that's another thing that people don't understand. So if you go back, if you actually look at the California
What's
State,
not against the rules?
yes, the 15 pounds weight limit for California State is not. It was something that was supposed to be pushed into becoming a rule, sort of like a bill.
What about the
Like,
WBC? Hold on, whoa! What about the WBC?
During that fight, that wasn't part of it. So the WBC has
You
the right
sure
to
about
do it.
that? Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You telling me that the WBC, the World Boxing Council,
Yes.
they don't have their rule in place, and that Devin Haney did not violate their rule?
That Devin Haney did not violate the rule. Not that I'm aware of.
I'm making you aware of it right now. Hey, I'm making you aware of it right now.
No, hold on. Let's talk. Because I want people to understand this, right? So when people talk about this whole rehydration,
I'm sorry I had to let him off. We can't do this today. Today, Thursday, I'm not getting my blood pressure up from this guy. Bottom line is this. If we're going to hold a standard that the rules are the rules, and if someone intentionally breaks the rules that they are a cheater, then that standard should be upheld by all professional boxers. Devin Haney has broken a rule. Did he cheat? According to Boxing Hacker's definition, yes. He won't say it, but he put the definition out there. My original question was about Victor Conti's name being mentioned by Ryan Garcia and the snack program, something that I have been talking about for 2 years on YouTube and an additional 14 years since I've been off of YouTube. And here we are now. We got Ryan Garcia telling Bill and Devin Haney that y'all rolling with Victor Conti, a known steroid PED user, but yet y'all up here talking about me and the trace amounts of aspirin that was in my system. That's what we're talking about. He backed them in the corner because they gave no response. They never came back and responded to Ryan Garcia bringing up Victor Conti and the snack program. Let me get the super chat, then I'll get Shahid and then the other panelists that want to speak on it. Double salute to Ricky Dickey. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Ricky. Ricky says in the super chat, it's the difference from what Devin said and what he's doing. Yeah, he said, inshallah, God willing, but then he sued and everything else. Thank you for that perspective, Ricky, because it seems like the rules have to keep changing when we apply the standard rule to Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Shahid L, appreciate you being on the panel, bro. I'm sure you heard what Ryan Garcia said about Victor Conti and the snack program. What's your take on that?
Well, quadruple salute to you as if I have 4 arms, to Manager Robert K. Marty for exposing these PD users and these cheaters in the sport of boxing and just in sports period, and exposing Victor Vampire Conti for having all these people out here up under his like you said, the SNAP program, it works, it's working, and everybody's eyes are being opened by way of you. So we got to get credit when credit is due, because nobody in the world was speaking about this until you hit the scene. So let's get credit when credit is due. Let's start this off by saying we quadruple salute you, Manager Robert K. Marty, for showing the world what's been going on behind that man behind the curtain. So I wanted to give you props for that before I even give you my thoughts on that. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, bro, for enlightening the world to what's really going on.
Appreciate that, Shaheen. Ben Ironheart, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you heard what Ryan Garcia said at the press conference. He mentioned Victor Conti and Devin Haney being on Snack, and he said that Victor Conti was the biggest steroid dealer in the history of sports. Bill Haney and Devin, they never responded to that. What's your take on that, man?
I mean, it's just good. It's just making the conversation that we've been having up here for the last, year going on in their 18 months. It just brings so much life to the conversation on the platform that it needs to be had on, because before we were conspiracy theorists and we were speculators or haters and we were all these different things when it was just a conversation that was being had on this channel and platform. But now that a couple of public opinions or public profiles have stated the things that you have already stated, and I said this nearly a year ago about when I first met you, that when the truth becomes a trend, everybody is going to jump on the bandwagon. I don't know if you recall me saying that, but now that the truth has become the new trend, because we have seen some innocent people get victimized and villainized for some of these things. Now our conversation is being had on, like I said, on the platform where we can't be discredited, because obviously it's happening in the arena that y'all are paying so much attention to, but y'all seem to turn the other cheek and turn your face every time something obvious or one of our talking points is made relevant to the public. Man, I just found it funny where Hacker, he was just really pissing me off. I mean, he always does. He has a talent to do that, I'm pretty sure, everywhere he goes. But I just find it funny that we could take the reputation of Ryan Garcia. We could bypass his reputation for being a knockout artist, bypass his reputation for always having a knockout punch. And we could hold to the reputation of him failing this drug test. But yet, reputation is null and void when we talk about Devin Haney blowing up in weight, ballooning in weight before a fight, or if we talk about Victor Conti's reputation within the sport. All of a sudden, there is no reputation. So I just find it funny, but nothing unusual.
Roger that. Ty, double salute to Ty. Jab, Queen Boxing is in the building. Ty, I mean, I got you. I heard what you said about Hacker, got him off. But Ryan Garcia brought up Victor Conti and Devin Haney being a part of Snack, and he said that Victor Conti, and we all know this, he's the biggest PED supplier in the history of sports. Bill Haney and Devin Haney, they had all of that mouth, but they did not respond. They did not respond to anything Ryan Garcia said when it came to Victor Conti and Snack. I mean, what's your take on all of this?
Well, first of all, good morning, Manager Marty and all the rest of the gentlemen on the panel and the people in the chat, except for Hacker. I find it extremely interesting because this is not the first time that Ryan has brought this point up. If you all remember the first press conference that they had when they were in that abandoned building in the basement in New York, it was all dark. And he said he wondered how Devin Haney's brother knew. They also had nothing to say then. So I just find it extremely interesting that people like to overlook some of these points that are being made when it comes to Victor Conti and it comes to the Haney team. And I would also like to point out that, again, they brought on Shane Mosley, who also was with Victor Conti, who also, although never tested positive, was on steroids. So I just find it all extremely interesting. And again, as you said, people love to denigrate Ryan, forgetting that he also whooped Devin Haney's butt 3 times in the amateurs, but I guess he was on Ostarine then as well. So, it is what it is. People pick and choose what they want to use as talking points and negate to bring the whole picture full circle. So I just find the whole thing hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with that point. And I think the reason why I'm bringing this up, yes, Ryan Garcia mentioned Victor Conti. Yes, he mentioned Snack. We know Victor Conti, obviously being convicted of conspiracy to distribute illegal performance enhancement drugs and substances. And everybody on YouTube at this point know, especially in boxing, that the person that has made this topic of PD use, excessive steroid use, Victor Conti, his snack program, VADA testing, and the loopholes and idiosyncrasies in that process. Everybody know there was one person that has championed and trailblazed and been on the forefront of exposing the conspiracy of it. Everybody know it was me, yours truly, Manager Marty. I'm not bringing it up to get a pat on my back or get any recognition. What I am bringing that up about Ryan Garcia making that reference is to say that Devin Haney and Bill Haney are being hypocrites. And that's really the biggest issue I have with it when they bring up ostarine. In other words, is we know that small trace amounts of ostarine was found in the system of Ryan Garcia only according to his tests. We still don't have the test results for Devin Haney, though. We still don't have the test results of Terrence Crawford, who we don't know whether or not he's been tested since he's been around Victor Conti. I've already proven that either he was tested positive or he didn't test, period. We overlook, thank you, Ty, we overlook certain key points, and I think Sin made this reference too about reputation. We overlook certain key points when it comes to a reputation of a person who is a favorite fighter. And I think that Devin or Bill, this is my personal opinion, they shouldn't bring up nothing about Ryan Garcia's weight because they took the money. When you agree to the terms and you take the money by Ryan Garcia being penalized for not making weight, you can't come back out in public and try to criticize him. Let me give that example. If someone accuses a man, a woman to be more specific, if a woman come out and accuse a man of, let's say, SA, we know what the words SA represent, and she filed a civil lawsuit against him, let's say for $5 million, and the man pay her $5 million, go through a deposition, et cetera, et cetera. The first thing that woman is going to have to do is she's going to have to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, meaning if I take this money to agree to the terms of you paying me so that we won't make this a criminal matter or come out and publicize certain intricate details that you don't want no one else to know about that will damage your reputation. In exchange for me taking the money, I won't make a public statement about anything else. And it's the same thing in boxing. If you take the money that, hey, your opponent failed to make weight, we're going to give you a percentage of your opponent's purse, it's over. You can't bring it back up later on to make it a big talking point to damage that person's reputation because you agreed to take the money and fight. Number two, if you're rolling around with Victor Conti, a man who has been charged and convicted of conspiracy to distribute illegal performance enhancement drugs and substances, which he did, you can't come out and say Ryan Garcia was charged and convicted for ostarine. Bill Haney has come out on multiple platforms, and I got the tape, and I've already did a live on this a while ago. Says Ryan Garcia, he said this on Vlad TV, by the way, I got the tape. He said Ryan Garcia should be banned from sports. Ryan Garcia should be banned from boxing. All boxers who test positive for a banned substance should be banned from the sport for life. Those were the words of Bill Haney. But yet, Alicia Baumgartner's still here, and Bill Haney was hanging around with her. And she tested positive for a banned substance. Not only that, they're rolling with Victor Conti, of all people, who was charged and convicted. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say Ryan Garcia is a cheat. He was charged and convicted. And then say, well, Victor Conti was charged and convicted, but wait, he changed his life around. He's reformed now. Huh? You can't have it both ways. If we're going to hold the standard for Ryan Garcia being a cheater, then we got to hold that same standard for Victor Conti still cheating with Devin Haney and the rest of those snack fighters. And if you're not willing to do that as a boxing fan, then you shouldn't equally criticize Ryan Garcia. You're being a hypocrite. And that's the point that I really was driving home with it. Double salute to my guy, Rick. He's in the super chat. Thank you for your contribution and your support. Rick says, tie again for giving Hack the boot. Here's a little something for the air fry. Manager Marty keeps it 100 with facts and evidence. Hey, Bill! And I know Shaheed loves when I call Bill. He loves when I call Bill Haney out. And the thing about it is this. That's not an opinion. We have seen, I got to show y'all this because I showed everybody yesterday, but I'm going to have to show it again for my new audience members. We have seen that snack fighters, I don't know if y'all all was here yesterday. We have seen snack fighters, right? I don't know what it is. Let me stop saying that because I do know what it is. We've seen snack fighters, and I'm going to show y'all on your screen, get these bumps on their back and their face. And I want y'all, the people that's on the panel, I want to get y'all perspective on this. The snack fighters that's rolling with Victor Conti, for some reason, when they're getting in his program and they're waiting for more than 2 fights, they start getting these bumps on their back and their face. Here's a picture of the back of Caleb Plant. That's why I circled it. I did my homework so nobody can say I'm photoshopping, which I don't know how to Photoshop anyway. There's a picture of Caleb Plant in his back. I circled it. Snack program. Here's a picture of Terrence Crawford. That's my thumbnail that I created back when this video came out a year ago. That's Terrence Crawford. That was when he was at the press conference for Errol Spence, the last press conference when he fought Errol Spence. But before he fought Errol Spence, I circled the bumps on his forehead too. There it is right there. Snack program. Here's a picture of Clarissa Shields. I circled it for y'all. She's also a snack fighter. There's bumps on her face. I circled it. And then here's a picture of Devin Haney. There's a picture of Devin. Somebody got mute their phone, please. I'm hearing feedback. There's a picture of Devin Haney. I circled it. And he had another bump on the right cheek, but I was trying to screenshot it, but he kept moving so fast. Once again, these snack fighters keep getting all these bumps on their back and their faces while they're with the snack program. Quick question. I'll start with you, Shaheed L. What's your take on that, bro?
Well, I got a bump on my nose right now. Right, I don't know if you can see it right now from taking the snack product. I got a bump on my nose right now as we speak. I took it the day before yesterday. I got one right on my nose, right on my right nose. You can see it.
Quick question, Shaheed. Did you get those supplements tested to see what's actually in it?
No, but I'm going to. Ever since you brought that up, you know, I remember you asking Victor, and he said something specific about some of the fighters are known to have acne. You know what I'm saying? He said that they lack something in their system. It's the reason why they get acne. But there's no way in the world that I lack anything in my system because I'm a full-fledged vegan, and I took that pill the day before yesterday, and I got a big bump on my nose right now as we speak.
He also said, I hear a lot of feedback, but that's okay. He also said, Shaheed, that when people, boxers particularly, get bumps on their back or their face, and they're either near the age of 30 or they're over the age of 30, he said in his opinion, they're taking testosterone, which is, of course, we know a banned substance. He said they're taking testosterone.
That's exactly what he said. And see, thank you for correcting me on that, because I remember he said something after that, but I just couldn't recall. Now that you say that, that makes sense. Why all his you attack one of his fighters, he pops up in the news feed or the super chat or making comments. Every time that you attack one of his fighters or one of his fighters get beat, you see him pop up making excuses for them. Am I lying?
Yes.
So which one is it? They use testosterone, in which Rachel Donner said it's against the rules, right, for them to use this. So how is it that all of a sudden that his fighters, with all these bumps and all this evidence that you done proved, you get people like Boxer Hacker coming up on here making excuses because you're killing their narrative. You're exposing their narrative to put the pom-poms down and show and prove that these dudes are supporting these individuals that's in the boxing ring cheating and putting people's lives at risk.
Indeed. Sin Ironheart, you there?
Yes, sir.
What's your take on we've seen Terrence Crawford, bumps on him. Devin Haney now has bumps on him. Caleb Plant had bumps on him. Clarissa Shields, bumps on her. They're all with the snack program. What's your take on that?
Man, I mean, if I was Boxing Hacker and it quacked like a duck, I would say it's a cow. But in reality, I'd have to call it a duck. And I just feel like it's a common trend, common footprint. Reputation has, reputation is not, no matter how many fans come up here and try to cape for their favorite fighter and their organized crime ring that they have going on, the reputation is still going to follow in the same footprint, and the works that, the fruits of his labor are always going to be prevalent. Every time you work with Victor Conte, you're always going to see a track record or a series of events that kind of replicate what he's already been convicted for. What really disgusts me, especially with this generation, and Tucson talked about it on her channel, shout out to her. Just a few days ago, we talked about this being the softest generation, and I think that this the softest generation for boxing and boxing fans, and I think that this is part of the main contributors, that we see these evident things that literally tell us that something against the rules is going on, and because we like somebody so much, we'll play with the fabric of integrity of the sport, or the fabric of integrity of our own admiration, and say, oh, but this guy did this, and we'll just move the goalposts whenever we want. But I just think that we know what's going to happen, and I think that when it becomes the more that the truth becomes a trend, the cat's going to come out the hat, or a rabbit out the hat, however you want to call it. And this is the conversation that we've been ahead of by at least 2 years already, so I'm just enjoying seeing it play out from the backstage.
Indeed. Thank you for your perspective. Let me give a double salute to D1. D1, thank you for your Cash App, brother. Appreciate you. D1 in the building. Thank you for your Cash App and your contribution, man. Then my guy, Midwest Boxing. Thank you for your Cash App, man. The air fryer is warming up on something crazy right now. Appreciate the Cash App from my guy, Midwest Boxing. Thank y'all, man. Ty, quick question. I mean, you saw the pictures of Clarissa Shields, Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford, Caleb Plant. They all with the snack program, and Victor Conte. They have bumps on their faces and backs. What's your take on that, Ty?
Well, I would say, I've never seen that many adults with acne. And the fact that we're just overlooking this is crazy to me. I'm very interested in knowing what Shahid finds in those supplements when he gets those tested, because I too now am curious as to why they're having this reaction to whatever it is that Victor Conte is giving them. And they need to make sure that they're not damaging their bodies internally by trying to get some sort of undetectable advantage from taking this snack or whatever it is that they have going on. But I mean, like Sin said, you've been laying this out. People just don't want to see what's right in front of their eyes for whatever reason, admiration of a fight or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I mean, the facts are there. All you have to do is look.
Absolutely. Creole the Traveler says something, and I have to publicly acknowledge him. He's my guy, Day One supporters on the screen. Creole the Traveler said, folks forget Manager Marty had Victor on twice and was walking him down live. You're absolutely correct, Creole. A lot of people forget that. Victor Conti was here. He was here twice. And I was walking him down. The first time I did butter him up because I allowed him to do more of the talking when I say butter him up. And the reason why I did that is because when you got a person who has what I believe a personality disorder, and I'm not a mental health professional, so I'm not diagnosing because there's 10 different ones. But at the same time, I know the characteristics and behavior patterns for a long or a specific length of time. And if they meet over 5, according to the DSM-5, then obviously a mental health professional can diagnose them. My point is, you have to give them control of the environment. Just like Bill Haney, he had control of that entire environment yesterday at the press conference. Just like he has control of the entire environment on the platforms that he go on to interview with. Because he know either they don't know enough about the business of boxing or the idiosyncrasies of what happens behind the scenes, and or they know, or he knows that they won't hold him accountable and ask him certain questions. That's why Bill Haney, he'll come up here and he'll play in my chat like he did a couple Fridays ago, where he's in my chat calling me a troll. But when it was time for him to click the link, he didn't come up and click the link. A reason why Timothy Bradley, he'll make comments on my videos and say that he hope I get sued for talking about Victor Conti and the snack program and the snack fighters, who are all suspicious in my eyes. But he won't click the link. These guys won't click the link to talk to me. And I know why they won't talk to me. See, they'll talk to other content creators and jump on their platforms. And guess what? They'll even sue them. I mean, Floyd Schofield Sr. threatened to sue me for him beating up a woman and assaulting her in a video, and I publish it. They'll do that. You know why? Because these content creators, that's what they are. They're just content creators. They're YouTubers, right? They're fans of boxing. They're reporters. They're a part of the media. But me, I'm none of those things. I'm in this business and have been. And anybody in boxing can pick up the phone and call at least one person, and they all will be able to attest, knowing who I am and my reputation and integrity precedes me. So they'll make an example out of me. Like, for example, I'm going to use Fanon for an example, because he's been piggybacking off of some of the things that I've been speaking on, and he has been giving me credit for it. So double salute to Fanon for it. But if Fanon come out and say the snack fighters are all using performance enhancement drugs, Victor Conti ain't going to sue him. The Haneys ain't going to file a lawsuit against him. You know what they're going to say? Oh, he ain't nobody. He's just a member of the media. He's just a YouTuber. But let Manager Marty come out and say that the snack fighters are all using performance enhancement drugs. Rachel Donaire, Victor Conti, the Haneys, Clarissa Shields, all of them. They all going to try to file a lawsuit against me. Because you know why? My words carry more weight than somebody who just get media credentials and they're just YouTubers. Because I'm in the business. And they know I can pick up the phone and call anybody that's in the business behind the scenes. So they'll make an example out of Manager Marty. They'll make an example out of me. That's why they don't have to worry about me saying it. And hey, Bill, if you're listening, I got an access card. You ain't going to get nothing if you sue me anyway. If y'all try to sue me, I got an access card. You ain't going to get nothing. Thank you, Rachel Donaire. Rachel Donaire told y'all I was broke. So we gonna follow that train. I'm broke. You ain't gonna get nothing. You snack fighters, I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. Don't ask me what it is. Because if you make me mad enough, I'll tell everybody. But I'm just going to say your performances are being enhanced. And come tomorrow night, Shaheed, Ty, and my guy, Sin Ironheart, you're going to see Arnold Barboza. He's on a snack program. You're going to see his performance being enhanced. Tomorrow night, y'all going to see Devin Haney. Performance being enhanced. And I'm going to tell y'all like this right now. I believe that they're going to try to make a big statement tomorrow because Devin Haney is the poster child for snack. That's Victor Conti's baby. Victor Conti don't post nobody else's quote-unquote VADA test results. He only does Devin. Devin has the longest tenure with Victor Conti and snack than anybody else. That's his baby. So you know what he's going to do to make sure he wins against Ramirez and fight Ryan? He's going to up his dosages. He's going to give him the welterweight pack. The same welterweight pack he gave Bud Crawford to demolish Errol Spence. Hey, I'm going to do a video tomorrow. Sugar Shane Mosley's in New York. And they interviewed him. I got the tape. And Sugar Shane Mosley said when Devin Haney fight Ryan Garcia in the rematch, he's going to knock Ryan Garcia out. That's what Sugar Shane said. I got the tape, and I will play it right now. How is Sugar Shane Mosley, a new member of the team, how can he ascertain in this short period of time that the power of Devin Haney is going to increase? Because Shane Mosley been with Victor. Shane Mosley been with Victor Conti. He knows what Victor's going to give. Believe it. He knows what Victor's going to give Devin. Hey, Ty, you said it the best, and yesterday I pointed this out. Devin Haney and Bill Haney has been known to hang around a bunch of cheaters. I mean, don't get mad at us. It's the truth. Mickey Bay was one of the trainers in Devin Haney's camp after he lost with Ryan Garcia. I don't know where he's at now because they went and got Sugar Shane Mosley Sr. But you remember 6 months ago, Mickey Bay been jumping on platform after platform doing interviews saying he's now back training with Devin Haney. Well, Mickey Bay tested positive for a banned substance and was suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and fined for testosterone use in his third-round knockout in 2013. And now they went to go get Sugar Shane Mosley, who under a deposition, he couldn't lie or they was going to give him 5 years for perjury, so it's all on YouTube. He admitted that he took the clear in the cream. And Victor Conti even admitted that he injected him with that EPO. Steroid user. Like you said, Ty, he never tested positive because his test kept coming back negative even though he had the steroids in his system. And especially when he fought Oscar De La Hoya in their rematch. It doesn't stop there. The Haneys have been with Victor Conti for years, over 11 fights. And I watched Devin Haney's physique change and transform for the last 6 years. If you don't believe me, I said this yesterday, but look on your screen. Bam. Go on and look at your screen real quick. That's how Devin Haney's physique looked when he was with Mayweather's gym, before he was with Victor Conti. Go on and look at the young man's physique. Looks regular, doesn't it? How Devin Haney go from this before being with Victor Conti, and now, since he's been with him for years, his physique looks like this. Bam. Woo-wee. That snap. He went from, I'm going to show the picture again now. This is before he was with Victor Conti. Don't let the people fool you. This is him. Now, anybody that say I'm photoshopping, look at the top left part of your screen. Says Mayweather. You see that? That's Mayweather's gym. The TMT logo is on the mirror. Y'all see it? That's before he got with Snack. But now, at 147 pounds, Devin Haney's physique over the last few years, now it looks like this. Look at your screen. Bam. Woo-wee. And guess what? It don't stop there, because after it looked like this, when he start getting with Snack and Victor, his body changed from this. Look at it. I got the screenshots. It's on your screen. Look, it's changed from this to this to this, and now to this. Woo! Bull look like Lex Luger now. Hey, Bill! What you take your son over there for Victor, man? Why you take your son over there with Victor Conti, man? The boy looking like Lex Luger. And we know what Lex Luger Lex Luger said he was taking testosterone, EPO, HGH, 10 days on and 10 days off. That's what Lex Luger said when he was wrestling. That's what he was doing. I'm trying to figure out how come Devin Haney's body and physique look like Lex Luger if everything he's doing. I'm just asking the question, y'all. His body went from this with the Mayweather gym before he went with Victor Conti and Snack, and now to this. Come on back here tomorrow, y'all, 9 o'clock a.m., and we're going to give a prediction. And I want everybody that's on the panel, come on back. I want to give a prediction for all three of the major fights that's going to happen tomorrow night. Major fights, all three of them. And Devin Haney, don't leave without remembering this. Devin Haney's on the undercard of the undercard. Him and Jose Ramirez will be the first fight on this card based on people with intricate knowledge. I'm talking about people that push buttons in boxing. I'm not going to give you my sources over there in New York. They're a part of the event, by the way. They already told me what the lineup was going to be. Devin Haney coming out first. Him and Jose Ramirez, they fighting first. They the undercard of the undercard. Then you got Then you got Arnold Barboza against Tio for the belt, and then Ryan Garcia the main event with Rolly Romero. I just want to make sure we all are clear on that. Double salute to Dodgers J. Appreciate your support, Dodger J, and your contribution to the channel. Dodger J says, good build got going on. Fights are going to be lit tomorrow. I agree with you. The fights are definitely going to be lit tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. I know I shouldn't leave this on the screen, Shaheed, but I mean, the guy, Devin Haney, is starting to look like Lex Luger all of a sudden. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, Shaheed, and then we're going to let Ty get 30 seconds to close the show out. It's all on you, Shaheed. What you got for us, big dog?
Hey, bro. Shout out to you. Salutations for cracking this case wide open, bro. And if it wasn't for you, the world would still be blind to what's been going on, to that man behind the curtain, Vampire Victor, a.k.a. Mr. Cock, call on Conti, and Mr. Cock, his son, call on Conti Crawford. They are Mr. Cox, bro. And they got to cheat to win. So we don't respect anything that they've done. Anybody up under the snack program, they got an asterisk on every win, every championship, every belt that they got. Quadruple salute to you as if I have 4 arms, Manager Marty, for cracking this case wide open, bro, man. Keep the content coming. We're going to come to the show like we is now.
Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you.
Thank you. One love.
All right, Ty. I know that the last time I put you on the spot, you weren't as comfortable, but you've been doing a tremendous job, not just on this platform, but on others. You're the best. I'll let you close out the show. Give us your last 30 seconds. It's all on you.
Ooh, child. Well, the first thing I will say is this. I will give you an example. If you hang out with drug dealers, even though you're not a drug dealer, what will people look at you as? Right? If you hang around with thieves, people will think you're a thief. If you hang around with drug cheats, people are going to think you are a drug cheat. Now, we all know that possibly Devin may not be on anything. We can't prove it, but we know what's going on with Victor Conti. As Manager Marty always says, what did you go over there forward? Why are you still there? If there's nothing different than you're doing with anybody else, why do you continue to go over there? And then I have another question, but possibly we can get to that tomorrow. Maybe, frequent, well, I don't time him out, but maybe you can answer this for me tomorrow. Why does Devin continuously change trainers? And why are all the trainers that he seeks out associated with drug use? But then they want to judge Ryan Garcia or continue to spout this ostarine mess. It makes absolutely no sense. If you want to know the truth, come back here tomorrow and speak with Manager Marty, because as he's always done, he will continue to give us the facts and the proof that we need. Why do you want me to be oh my God. Yeah, Manager Marty, I will see you tomorrow. And Frequent won't be here disrupting your chat, I promise.
Thank you so much, Ty, a.k.a. Jab Queen Boxing. Please join us tomorrow, 9 o'clock a.m. sharp. We're going to give prediction, breakdown, analysis of all three fights. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, Arnold Barboza Jr. versus Teofimo Lopez Jr. for the world title, and of course the main event, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I would love each and every one of your perspectives. Come on up on the panel. The link's going to be in the chat. See me tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. And guess what? I got something for you all. If we're able to turn the air fryer up 500 degrees tomorrow, I promise you, I will do live commentary, because I haven't done live commentary in a long time. I will do live commentary on all three of the fights right here, live in living color tomorrow evening. But you got to make sure you're here first, and then we got to make sure that the air fryer is turned up to 500 degrees tomorrow, live in living color. You know what I'm doing? Way too much talking. Don't take my word for it.